Okay, I can explain. This is a serious topic for serious people who want to learn serious things about psychology. Like what happens psychologically when you kiss the homies goodnight. But to figure that out, we have to go back to where it all began. Because what you have to understand is that kissing actually came from early human and primate grooming rituals. Because when we had fur, we would actually like eat the parasites in each other's fur. Just like that guy is. And through observation, we've determined that at the end of these grooming rituals, there's usually something called the sensu stricto, or final kiss. It's like a sign of kinship, companionship. If you could be trusted to bite off all of the parasites in your bro's fur, you guys were tight. Like, there was no way that you guys could be separated unless a giant 10-foot fork came flying through the forest and started shooting missiles at you. It was like that tight. You gotta understand. You see how tight they are? Obviously, even though we don't have to eat each other's tapeworms anymore, it still reminds us that our ancestral habits have played a really huge role in the way that modern human behavior can be studied. And this is what happens when you kiss. Two neurotransmitters are released, but for laymen, all you guys need to really know is that there's a warm and fuzzy feeling. I'm sure those of you who have like actually gone outside and like talked to a woman know what I'm talking about. The rest of you know who you are. But the point is that just like those primates, kissing can make you more emotionally bonded to your romantic partner. However, not all kissing is actually romantic, because unfortunately, I have to bring up the French. This is what I would say is the best remnants we have of our ancestral grooming behaviors. When people greet each other in France, they give a kiss on the cheek. It's just kind of the way it is. And it's not really seen as romantic. You can do it to strangers. But also, kissing can be used to demonstrate romantic proof, which basically means showing your partner that you're invested in the relationship by doing things like buying them flowers, taking them out on a nice date, giving them a blowjob, you know, all the regular things that people do in relationships. And kissing is actually better romantic proof to women, by the way, if you're a guy watching. You should know this because having sex is like a really risky thing for a woman. So wanting to have sex with her doesn't necessarily provide the same amount of like, I'm safe and I'm secure kind of signals to her brain. Instead, what you should do is kiss her often, with consent, of course. But of course, these special emotional bonding moments should not be reserved for just our romantic partners. So I'm gonna actually cut to the chase and actually answer the main question. Should you kiss the homies goodnight or not? So the benefits obviously are because you're exchanging germs with your homies, you're basically like vaccinating them and you're making their immune system stronger. You'll have better mental health because you'll have more warm and fuzzy feelings more often when you see your bros. You'll really look forward to those sleepovers. I can tell. Obviously, if you're like in a really stressful situation, you have an exam due tomorrow and the homie is just like, the world just stops and you're just overwhelmed with passion. It's just a great way to escape the drudgery of the modern world, if you think about it. And of course, for when you're in a real relationship and when you actually decide to start going outside, this can be really useful practice for an actual relationship. But of course, I would advise you to make sure that your practice is as realistic as possible. But of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's gotta be drawbacks. Like, you're probably gonna lose some aura if you don't approach the subject with caution. But they just aren't enlightened. You can just show them this video and they'll become enlightened. That's like the fix all, by the way, to if you want to kiss your bros goodnight, if you've really been itching to taste them, this is the video you want to show them because it will change their minds. 100% of your money back guaranteed, except when it's not. But also, if you're vaccinating your homies, you might give them viruses. if they're vaccinating you, you might contract their viruses. Which might be okay because then you can all bond in being sick and like snuggle in bed together. But like a lot of people don't have the courage to even do that. That's why the male loneliness epidemic exists, by the way. It's not because of like the manosphere, it's because men haven't been kissing each other enough, obviously. But regardless of whether you actually choose to kiss your homies goodnight or not, there's still something we can learn from this. We can apply romantic proof to our friendships. So here's the real question. Whether or not we want to give our homies a lip job, what can we actually do to be a better friend? And it's honestly pretty easy. All you gotta do is do things for them that shows that you're emotionally invested in the friendship. Yay! So here are some ways you can show what I like to call platonic proof. You can check in with your bro regularly, as in text them, call them, whatever. You can hug them for a similar but less intense warm and fuzzy feeling. And of course, don't just yap the entire time like I am. So yeah, when you're done watching this video, what I would like you to do is check in with one of your friends. Make sure they're doing okay. I have always been a strong advocate of mental health awareness. And in my opinion, the two best ways to promote mental health awareness are to provide a safe space for people to listen and to kiss the homies goodnight, which is why afterward you can have a serious conversation. And yeah, these are like the things that no one cares about these days, but I actually did research for this. I also presented this in front of my college. So like if you want me to graduate from college, you should probably subscribe. I don't know. Have a nice day, y'all.